Zybernation! It's time to look at some AI-generated cards, starting with the Specimen Tutor. This is a blue 0/1 human cleric. It's got flying. It's got shroud, so don't even try to kill it. As the creature enters, you get to choose a color. And other artifacts you control have indestructible. Why we chose a color, I got no clue. Your guess is as good as mine. You know what? Everyone's got to show off their favorite color. Mine honestly is not really blue. I don't think any of my favorite. I'm more of a. This is weird. I'm more of like a gray-black sort of person. But anyway, then you would know. Other artifacts you control have indestructible, which it's funny. Other artifacts you control, implying as if this card is an artifact. Although you could say. There are circumstances, like with Mycosynth Lattice, that Specimen Tutor could become an artifact. So if Specimen Tutor becomes an artifact, it's still not indestructible. Only all the other artifacts are indestructible. So it's keeping an account for that scenario. Sure for ourselves, honestly, increase the mana value and make it artifacts you control of the chosen color and its Zybers. I think it works perfectly fine as it is right now. Pointless color choosing. Yes, 100% pointless. Didn't do anything. It was meaningless information. Information for the sake of information. That could be a bingo card slot. Like, it's irrelevant information pointed out. It was completely unnecessary. This card doesn't really need that much indestructibility. It's got Shroud, so nobody's targeting it, including ourselves. It's a 0/1 flyer. Why is it... It's got no attack. It's there to defend the artifacts, though. There aren't even any artifacts in the picture, for crying out loud. Is there a bingo space, or is that only for undefined X? Only for undefined X. We don't got a bingo space for that yet. Arethusa, the 2-mana Dark Steel Forge. Anyway, so this is the bingo card for today, so don't forget to take a screenshot of this. You guys are in charge of the bingos. This particular card doesn't hit at all. Anyway, the card is legal. It actually doesn't. It's not illegal. It's not doing anything irrelevant. Like, it's not tripping over its own shoes, is what I'm trying to say. Next up, we got the Brick Breath. I didn't know your breath could smell like bricks. That is not something I complain about. Ugh, that breath that smells like bricks around here. We have a double green sorcery. Playtest cards cost green less to cast this turn. What the hell is this? Were they R&D people? You know what? While we were playtesting these cards, I want cards specifically for our playtest cards before we actually go out and print them. This would be an uncard, actually. This would be an uncard. Do we have an uncard slot? We actually don't. This is not an uncard type of bingo card. Yeah, it sounds like an uncard or an acorn type card. Not mea culpa. Thanks so much for that huge super chat. Because of super chats, we will take a look at extra cards after the 1 hour mark. We need a mystery booster draft. Indicate is negative. Yeah, Indicate is -1 mana. Was it even green? Oh, it costs green less? No, I think it only reduces the cost of green. It's not going to reduce the cost of generic mana. Hexnort says uncard support. That's unexplored design space, I think. Okay, that's creative. You know, I could get behind that. Unexplored design space. As if that, you know, you make it sound like that's necessary design space. We don't need cost reduction in playtest cards. Playtest cards, mystery booster cards, or uncards. Very bizarre. How many playtest cards are even green? Yeah, that's a good question too. It's a very, very narrow number of cards. Very, very specific. Old Boy says you can always use colored mana reduction to reduce generic mana unless stated otherwise. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought, like, when they say green, it can only cost green less. Whereas if they were to say it's 1 generic, then it specifically would say 1 generic less. Traversal says, this card feels worthless, even in an uncard. Why? Oh, wow, that's such a good point. Why would I pay 2 mana up front to discount my subsequent playtest card by 1, unless I'm storming off? Yeah, that's right. Wow, what a catch. come on, chat. We didn't math fast enough compared to Surefire Selves, who did the math. It turns out we are paying 2 mana to reduce the... oh, you know, okay, I could tell you one spot where this would work, Surefire Selves. I could tell you one situation. Is if you have a lot of spells to cast. What if you have like a lot of singular green cards to cast? So what you do is you, for double green, you then all your like 1 green pump spells cost nothing. They cost 0. Another situation. Now, if this can reduce the cost of 1 generic mana, you can then also play this for 2 mana and then play like 5 1-drops on the same turn. I would think that would work well as well. It would be very uncard to eat bricks. Gillum says sometimes they bury a whole set. Now they're boosting the sets. Why not? Yeah, pay 2 to get 1 off. Well, you're only gonna play one thing. That's gonna be the problem. That's a you problem. It makes the G spells completely free. It's gonna be very strong in Infect. You know, imagine an Infector, because this is sorcery speed, right? They play Brick Breath right before they attack. Then they attack. And then they got like 5 cards on hand. They could empty all of them on their Infector, and then you're dead. Gillum says, in what situation do you have a lot of playtest cards to cast? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the inventory of playtest cards. We have 2-for-1 deal. Yeah, we have 2-for-1 deals at home. I guess you could run a Giant Growth Storm deck. Now, there was one thing I missed. Remember, these do have to be playtest cards. So it's got to be like playtest Giant Growth. It's got to be playtest Vines of Vastwood. Some sort of like buffed up version. Yeah, it's only playtest cards. Brick Breath should itself be made a playtest card. Yeah. I can make my future Brick Breaths cheaper. Yeah, only if they're playtest cards. Perfect for that time. I have 4 Giant Growths in my hand. Steve Cooper says, in a way, this is also a playtest card to see if making a spell cheaper would make it busted. Correct. All right. It is. It's sort of legal. It's sort of doable. It ain't Cloud Poo right now. Okay, we got the Forsaken pick. It's a 2-mana artifact. Commutative upkeep, pay 2 life. Oh my god! Good god, no. Oh, you don't have to pay the 2 life. At least it's not pay. You know what? I don't know how many commutative upkeep cards there are out there that make you pay life, but probably there should be more of them. Because what makes commutative upkeep so taxing, so unplayable, is that it taxes your mana, and eventually the mana just goes bye-bye. And this would be like somewhat interesting in Commander because you have the life to pay for it up to a certain point. For 2 mana, whenever a land enters, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Holy moly! This is not even your lands. It's also accounting for your opponent's lands. So play, fetch, crack, get a 3/3 beast onto the battlefield. Gillum, it dangers. Landfall doesn't need to get more toys. This can't be it danger. I mean, like you have, it's a bunch of 3/3s. If you're gonna lose to a bunch of 3/3s, that's a you problem, and it's token. Bounce it, wipe it off the board. Bingo, missing reminder text. This is the landfall. These days they don't have. Oh, whenever a land. No, missing. No, this would be the. You mean missing like. It's not reminder text. You're just saying the mechanic is missing. That's it's the reverse of missing reminder text. Normally, there's sometimes they show the ability, but they don't give any reminder text to it. Bolt says can be directly compared to the land that prevents all damage. Also, commutative upkeep cost 2 life. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Glacial Chasm. Yeah, this is a artifact Glacial Chasm around here. No, this is not landfall. This counts for any land that hits the field, so you don't have to be the one that plays it. Oh, this is, you know what we could call this? Super Landfall. Okay, it's Super Landfall. Affects everybody's land. Yeah, isn't land... Angel says, isn't landfall different because it's only your lands? That is correct. This is far more dangerous than regular landfall. You heard of regular landfall, and most people, I don't know why people hate it so much. Playing lands is like a really innocent part of playing the game. Yeah, this will now account for everybody's lands. You know what? I mean, okay, if this was sincerely a competitive card, like if this was sincerely a card, this looks like sort of fine-ish for commander, but in one-on-one Magic, it would be broken, okay? Okay, I would say it danger. If it doesn't hit danger, it would get banned. I would say this card would be hard banned in Standard, Pioneer, Modern. You just play this out on turn 2 on the play, and then every single time your opponent wants to play a land to develop their board, they have to deal with all these damn 3/3s, and that's not accounting. And they might have to play some fetch lands. That would feel so bad. You play a fetch land as the opponent, crack it, get another land, give your opponent 6 power, and they could have this on turn 2 on the play. Anyway, it's hard to say what it danger these days because we've seen way more severe stuff. Okay, so this it danger. Punish your opponent's fetches. Just punish your opponent for being an opponent. Jokes on Tifa when the opponent plays this. Old Boy says people hate landfall so much because lands are inherently powerful. Are they? They just tap for mana most of the time. And EDH players only ever include enough lands in their landfall deck. Landfall is hated by proxy. Oh yeah, you could go turn 1 with Ancient Tomb with this. Good God. It's like, yeah, Turbo Extra Spore Mound. Forsaken Pitch. Yeah, Forsaken Pitch, you're too strong. Way too strong. You get banned everywhere. For sure. Okay, a card that has no name. For 6 mana. It appears to be some sort of Easter egg. It's a 4/4 egg. It's a flying egg, which is... Okay, I don't know how that works out. Oh, it's got these twigs. It's supposed to be like Rudolph. Flying. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white glimmer enchantment creature token. During turns other than yours, this creature has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance until end of turn. That's right. Only on other turns than yours. This is a very uniquely designed card. Some of these abilities, though, are useless on my opponent's turn. For example, Haste is useless on my opponent's turn. Vigilance is useless on my opponent's turn. Menace is useless on my opponent's turn. Like, I don't need those things. Menace is only good while I'm attacking. Vigilance is only good while I'm attacking. Same with Haste. It's funny, like when it enters the battlefield, okay, you don't get to attack. Oh, by the way, now that I've passed the turn, now you can attack. You missed your chance, dummy. Whenever there's a nameless AI card on stream, we should have a chat. We have a chat name on it. We want to call this Eggy. Card has double flying when it's not your turn. Well, oh, don't we have something just in case we lose that? There was something there. We have at least on one of the cards, it was just in case you lose it. Target acquired real keyword breaks card references missing. No, okay, it's not on this bingo card. There used to be a bingo card where just in case you lose it, you got another one. Trample is also useless. Oh yeah. Trample blocking, no good. Bingo, gave up halfway. Why is there until end of turn on it? No, that's not it. Gave up halfway at all. It's gave up. I don't even say it gave up at the end. They lose it until end of turn. And then I guess they get it again on the very next turn. Haste during your opponent's turn is probably most useful in case it gains any tap ability from another source. Wow, I love you guys. Looking for those niche upsides. That's true. If somehow it gains an ability. Okay, so actually there could be something in play that says like all creatures in play tap to gain like to add a mana or something. So when you play this and pass, now this creature can actually tap for mana. Okay, so we got that. You're still gonna have to sell me on the vigilance and the menace. I don't think either of those abilities are useful on my opponent's turn. Unless I can... No, I'm never going to be allowed to attack on my opponent's turn. Just never going to happen. My Splinter Twin combo is dead. Give it a tap ability, and suddenly that haste matters a good amount. You people know your abilities. Okay, but I'll tell you what you should know more than just this flying egg and their abilities on other people's turn. Oh, what? We also got a 1/1 white glimmer enchantment creature token. Don't know how we're going to use that. But I'll tell you now how you're going to use a coupon code at FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to get my Magic the Gathering cards. You love the creativity of these weirdly AI-generated cards from a really botched up AI script. But you love the creativity of making your decks for, you know, standard, pioneer, modern, and more when you buy cards at fusiongamingonline.com. Deal of the week this week, 15% off all showcase singles. So if you like those fancy arts, maybe take a fancy look at what they got in inventory. And if 15% is not enough, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get an additional 5% off all your purchases. And of course, it supports the channel. And who doesn't want to support the channel? Next up, we got Hell's Uriel. Well, damn. I went to hell. This is a 3-mana equipment. Equip for another 3 mana. It's so expensive. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, this equipment becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/4 until end of turn. That's probably the best ability on this thing, because I don't know if the equipment does. I don't know if the equipment does anything. When the other creature other than Hell's Uriel attacks a player, what the hell does that mean? What other creature? If there is another creature, that player gains control of this equipment. What? So I'm like not allowed to attack with a second creature in this game? When the other creature other than Hell's Uriel attacks a player, any player too. No, it does something. So I mean, for 3 mana, we basically have just a rock, an artifact rock that animates every single time when we cast an artifact spell. So we play Mishra's Bauble. We got 4/4. We got 4/4, boys and girls. We're gonna get in there. We got Renegade Muffin. Hey Nikachu, finally get to make one of these streams. My son loves watching your AI streams. Love to hear it, Renegade Muffin. Welcome to the show. Shout out also to your son. That's a Dark Souls boss if I ever saw one. Yeah, this also looks like a boss from what's that stupid auto fighter? I can't remember. A lot of auto fighters. You know, you're always this like tiny little thing, and you have to fight some gigantic boss to get through the dungeon to move on to the next level. Old Boy says if your opponent steals it during their turn and attacks with it, you can still block during next turn. I suppose so. And also, if someone steals this thing from you, it's hard to say it was stolen from you, right? Because you gave it to them. The only reason somebody has this is you attacked with the other creature. I guess it's any other creature. Nikachu is hip with the kids. I am. Kids absolutely love me. We got Von Ragnar. I like the Uriel, little spicy, but not hell levels. We have, okay, Surefire Selves. Now, via the rules, if an equipment ever becomes a creature, it becomes unattached, if I recall correctly. So you have to commit 3 mana and cast an artifact just to animate this card. This is really bad. If you're in an artifact deck, it's not impossible. Like, you might be playing an artifact every single turn. But you do have to cast the artifact. It can't be like artifact enters the battlefield, so it can't be a token. But the equip is useless. Yeah, this equip is... What do we have an equip for? Why even put it on? It doesn't even have any special abilities when you equip the damn thing. Well, your son will also be happy to see the replay. Okay, old boy, that comment was in regard to the previous card. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, Fake Cake Music. Does equipping do anything? Equipping might buff up a creature that wants to be equipped. That's about it. But what's so like for example, there are some cards that get an extra buff if they're equipped with an equipment. But the funny thing is, the moment you attack with that creature, when the other creature other than the Hell's Uriel attacks. Oh, okay. Do you know what? I think so long as Hell's Uriel is not a creature, it would not be considered a creature, and therefore there is not an other creature on the battlefield, and you could attack with all your creatures on the battlefield, and your opponent isn't going to gain control of this equipment. So for as long as this stays an equipment and is not a 4/4 creature, your opponent will not have the opportunity to steal it. To quote Nullrod, it does nothing. People keep saying this does nothing. This does a lot of things. What if you give control of an equipped equipment? Does it unattach? What if you give control of an equipment? Yeah, it would unattach. Targets at least, thank God. This is as exciting as a piece of celery. All right, celery, but doable celery nonetheless. So far, we have a lot of just completely legal cards. Why is everything shifted over so much? What happened here? Am I on the right? Okay, hold on. There we go. I'm just straightening this thing out. Okay, next up, we got the Pyre Shoulder. It's a blue 1/3 bird wizard. When this creature enters, it doesn't look like a wizard. When this creature enters, return to your hand all cards in their graveyard to the battlefield. Oh my god! When this creature attacks or blocks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. Who cares? This is 1 mana, reanimate everything onto the battlefield. What the hell? I don't care whose graveyard this is or what it touches. It does it danger. Does not have Shroud flavor fail. Did it need it? It's just Pyre Shoulder. Return where? To hand or battlefield? No, it says to battlefield. When the creature enters, return to your hand. Oh, return to your hand all cards in their graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, now I'm a little confused. Are we going back to hand or well, it ends on battlefield. It sounds like it goes from graveyard to hand to battlefield. A little bit of a detour. We took the scenic route, but we do end up on the battlefield in the end. Yeah, I know. I don't know what the wizard card of this thing is. Return to your hand all cards in their graveyard. Yeah, and then to the battlefield. It makes perfect sense, Arcany. Perfect sense. It's just a little gibberish. It could learn some grammar, I'll admit that. Awkward moment when I return 4 counterspells and a stalk up to the battlefield. Maybe. Oh, whoa! You might have touched on something, Teutonic Nightmare. You might have touched on something because based on the rules, if you try to put a card onto the battlefield that's not an actual permanent, then it just goes back to the zone that it originally came from. So that might be why it's worded like that. You can return, but you basically return all cards back to your hand, and then anything that's a permanent goes on to the battlefield. You get to keep the instants and sorceries. You actually touched on something big there. They become new objects when you return them to hand. So what you want to put a pointy hat on the bird to make it a wizard? Yes! I want a pointy hat. I want a wizard robe of some sort. They could have a broomstick. Rick Suzu for niche abilities that require they be put from hand to battlefield. No. It would just be the way this is worded. You can put all your counter spells back to your hand. Your giant growths. Your ramp cards. Whose graveyard and who are they? Oh, they are very powerful, Sheev Lord. They are always watching you. Broken jar, new state. Yeah, you mean memory jar? Fake cake music. I'm just glad it's a bird and a wizard in blue, and it's a picture of an actual bird. It's 1 blue. Old boy says you also cannot return their cards to your hand. Oh yeah, that's true. You can't do that either. Return to your hand all cards in their graveyard. Oh, then okay, that's a good catch. Their graveyard is not. I guess it could. No, it would say your graveyard. Their graveyard in this context is always going to be your opponent. So you actually can't return any of their cards to your hand. That actually is also very illegal. Super illegal. Opponent's cards can't go to your hand. Oh, Broken Jar is the name of the deck. Memory Jar is the name of the card. All right. Yeah, you're a wizard, Pyre. You're a wizard. I like that one. Anyway, this card, I would say this card does not work. Your opponent's cards cannot go back to hand. And outside of that, like, yeah, it might as well have been a sorcery. The creature can't even attack or block. Oh, no, sorry. You can attack or block with it. It's just going to die at end of combat. Hopefully, if you attack for 1 damage, it's the last point of damage. Okay. That one can go to your rank. Ether Felted Ultimate. It sounds like some sort of giant attack. Oh, no, now look. The cards, they're shifting. They shift left to right. Okay, I'm going back to what it used to be. Maybe I gotta have something a little bit in the middle or something. Okay, so we have Ether Felted Ultimate. This is a 2 mana 2/2. It's a hop-in. Maybe a Mary Hoppin. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player gains control of this creature. That is cool. His the Pyre Diblicker. For the Hoppin tribal deck. Hoppin creature type. This would be cool if it was bigger. Well, hey, look, this is just part of probably what's likely a very big mechanic of Hoppins. That would be neat if they made if there was like a creature type that was like, and it would probably should have haste. It would it matter? You know what? Haste and vigilance would make this card interesting, so that every single time someone gets the card, they can attack and they can attack with it. It be hopping between it'd be hopping between everyone's control. I like that. Not sure if it's an ultimate. Why are we always donating our creatures? We're trying to share the love around here. You don't like to share the love? You don't like to share what's your favorite? This would be good if there was a downside at end of turn. It could. It could be interesting. It's definitely new design space. Tectonic Nightmare says, AI is communist, making me share my cards with everyone. With all these opponent gains control of this and that. You gotta be part of the community to not Tectonic Nightmare. Chief Lord, until someone has a sack outlet. Well, then, if they got the sack outlet, they got the sack outlet. Don't play this card if you can see your opponents have sack outlets out there. Okay, so if an opponent attacks and draws during combat step, what happens to that attack? Creatures stolen mid-combat don't deal any combat damage. So yeah, if like, let's say we attack with this card, somebody cycles a card in response, then they gain control of the creature. They would gain control of a tapped creature. I don't know how anyone attacks with this. It's impossible. Or almost impossible. You need to have an enchantment or an artifact on the battlefield that says your opponents do not draw cards for the turn. Like, because outside of that, everyone normally draws a card for the turn, so everyone's going to constantly gain control of this card. So it's never there for your defense. It's never there as an attacker. It's just a creature. It's just a random grizzly bear. It's a goddamn lawn ornament. Fake Cake Music. It's crazy to compare these arts with AI arts from when you began. They got so much better. This could be actual MTG art. It's honestly, it looks the same to me. It's got that AI look, if you know what I mean. It's community creature. Everyone gets a turn. But it doesn't do anything. I mean, okay, I wouldn't say it doesn't do nothing. Like we said, like it could be the sack outlet for somebody. There might be some effects that change depending how many creatures you have on the battlefield. So, I mean, it's got its niche uses, but obviously not very useful. Yeah, average blue creatures in the 90s. You drew a card, here, it's yours. I draw a card, I get it back. Oh, you know what? Okay, I guess where this card might shine, sort of, is you play this in a deck where you have a lot of card draw. So, like, in response to someone attacking you, you could brainstorm, get this thing back on your... Why? Yeah. Why? I played this card just for it to get stolen. Now I got to work to get it back. That doesn't make a lick of sense. Not a lick of sense around here. Angel says if it was bigger, then maybe tech against Dredge, maybe. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, Dredge does not draw cards. They have replacement effects. Finally, my mono blue group hug. Zedru state. Oh, I have no idea how Zedru interacts with this thing. Put a bunch of auras on this creature that actively harm the controller and watch everyone panic whenever they draw a card from forced fruition. Interesting. That's a possibility. Anyone that we can attack to this card to make it detrimental to the opponent? You need to have a Concordant Crossroads or something in play so that we can theoretically attack with this card. But then if we attack with this card and then we donate it to somebody else, it will enter the battle. Sorry, it will be transferred to them tapped. Okay, well, very fascinating. You might even say this card's Ivers. It's interesting to think about, even though at the end of the day, it's very close to Stone Cold useless. It almost might as well have no text on it at all, even though we know it has very niche text. Zedru wants permanents you own under opponent's controls. Ah! Oh yeah, it's that commander. It's the goat, right? It's the goat-looking guy. Well, I'll tell you what's the goat of renting Magic cards, and that is Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards for the digital client, Magic Online, where I like to play most of my Magic the Gathering, because I like to play paper formats. I want to prepare for my next event, and no better way to do that than play on Magic Online. But if I want to play test the right deck, I need to rent with Mana Traders. Because with Mana Traders, I get to test things out. I don't need to own the cards, figure it out digitally online. And then when I have the right deck, I can then be prepared for my paper matches. Use coupon code Nikachu_Z4M for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. Boop, 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 boop. The Silver Wing Echo. This is a 4-mana 3/5 warrior. Each land card in your hand has cycling 1. Okay, I think that's cool. That's a great idea. That's Zybers to me. That's I would say, do we have a Zybers thing? I'm putting that as Zybers. Who the hell likes to flood out? Nobody. No one likes flooding out. Finally, we have a card that says, you know what? You actually can cycle your cards for once. Hitman Cloudy, welcome. Another first-time watcher, Kevin Carter. We have a lot of first-timers. Okay, now we're talking. That's very good. Lands in Legacy is splashing black now. Okay, when this creature enters, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Also a very effective card versus creatures. And it probably is not even that... Okay, it's good versus tokens. It's like anti-token. But it's not that good overall anymore because most... Does anyone even play with 1 toughness creatures anymore? Outside of like maybe Birds of Paradise. I get the sense like the 1 toughness creatures have just been hated out of this game. They barely exist. This is great in Pauper cycling decks. You know what? Actually, this would be great in Pauper. Just period. Because there are actually a lot of 1 toughness cards in that format. Between the tokens, between the Delvers, the Fairies, the Goblins, the red creatures. Actually, I think this hits actually a huge chunk of the format. Might even get banned. This is oppressive. I mean, it's 4 mana, so I mean, the red decks could maybe get like a big lead and chew out a big chunk of your life total before you get this online, but this is awful. Is that like the only 1 toughness creature that predominantly sees play in Commander? Hexenort says, Zybers and Golgari, there's plenty of ways to recover the lands. Oh yes, good old Life from the Loam. Gonna loam it up. Kills the Badger Mole lands. Yeah, but then they come back. Chieflord, the knight ate the wrong shrooms before training. Now he sees Phantom Knights and puffs of dust. Though those are his friends. He doesn't mind the Phantom Knights. Zyber, please print this. Says Rick Siju, Hitman Cloudy, it might be too good, especially with the second ability. You know what, for 4 mana, I'm almost never gonna say 4 mana is like too good. There's gonna be very rare exceptions. But I think this is fine. It's basically there's like, what's the difference between this and Massacre Girl, right? Massacre Girl has a very similar effect, except it can actually compound and completely wipe the board, including the Massacre Girl. I think Massacre Girl can chew herself out. But yeah, each land card in your hand has cycling 1. I think a lot of people want this card. Who doesn't want to cycle their lands? Cool stuff. Super Zybers. We got the Mystic Bolt. This is a 3-mana 3/4 Rabbit Warrior with reach. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Wow! I think that's strong. You may cast this card from your graveyard if a creature died this turn. Wow, this is so cool. I think this is amazing. It's pretty affordable at 3 mana. It's a pretty chunky creature. It's got reach. As you exile cards from your graveyard, I'd be like Relic of Progenitus myself for 1. Relic of Progenitus myself for 1 over and over again. Or Kenny hates this. Delete this. Get rid of this damn thing. Second ability only hits opponents. You may cast this card from your graveyard if a creature died this turn. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard. Huh? What do you mean? You may cast this card from your graveyard if a creature died this turn. You could sack a creature and then cast this card. In fact, If someone killed your Mystic Bolt on your turn, you can then actually recast your Mystic Bolt because it triggered itself. This is a real card. Leave the Graveyard are a real black archetype. Well, Golgari, but black's part of it. We have a lot of Golgari cards today. We got the Crawdaddy. It's actually a reasonable card, very strong, but not oppressive. Oh, it could be oppressive. Whenever, I think the second ability is bonkers. AI card curators have been cooking. The AI is learning. It took how long have we been doing this? 4 years now? We've been doing this for forever. It's finally actually making like reasonable cards. This scripted crap. It is a red-white mechanic now. Creating 2/2 tokens for 3 mana looks a bit pushed. No. Remember, you have to have some means of actually exiling cards from your graveyard. So either with Delve, like I said, Relic of Progenitus, you can like just activate and remove a card one at a time. Oh, Scavenging Ooze actually would be pretty good because it's 1 or more cards. So for 1 green, for every card that you exile from your graveyard, you then get a 2/2 token. Or remember, or your opponent could wipe your graveyard and you get 1 2/2 token, but you can't get more than that because you have to refuel your graveyard. It's really potent. This will get banned. It is possible. I mean, it's one of those cards that looks like it's really, really good. Like, but it's very difficult to tell if it actually get banned. I mean, it still dies to a lot of stuff. You know, have you ever heard of interaction? It works, you know. The Lucky Charms mascot has had enough. Yeah, the Lucky Charms. Miss Endover, you need oh, the fleshes actually. Oh, are the fleshes reached? No, the fleshes are not. It says if the fleshes would be reached, you create a 2/2 token. Flashback as well, basically. Yeah, basically that's flashback. Not just exile extra value from the reanimator. That's right. So if any cards get reanimated from the graveyard, it just has to leave the battlefield. If it goes somewhere else, you can add stuff from grave to hand or revive. Does this does something when you reach the fleshes? Bingo. No, but the fleshes aren't reached here. It does not reach for the fleshes. It waits for the fleshes to be reached. Yeah, it says 1 or more, so it only counts for 1 for Delve. Exactly, or Tormod's Crypt. So I mean, the best way to play around this is to just wipe someone's graveyard with Tormod's Crypt. They'll get a 2/2, which sucks. It's like you're still giving them value. But they have to refill their graveyard to get more value. This plus Agatha's Soul Cauldron, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, this is a strictly banger card. All amazing all around. The Mystic Bolts. Next we got Rootwise. We have an X card. We haven't seen one in a while. Green, green, green X. Sorcery. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X historic permanents or brains of that color. Okay. Then what is brains? It's supposed to be a card type. Then reveal that card. You may cast the copy. I didn't make a copy in the first place. Okay, you expend 3 as you create a Spurry for a bearing of strapting multiple creatures, Nephilim Gings. If you love 3 while its opponent's gate from a legendary path, choose with proof you may have it die. Flick it with a Were Frilled, the Quickwem. Good God. It actually, this is a rare situation where it started off perfectly fine, and it's like somebody's brain was melting as it kept going on. Or the drugs were kicking in. Almost made Genesis Wave. I wouldn't say it gave up halfway. I think it was giving up from the beginning. And then it just completely had a meltdown somewhere through. I agree, this card needs to find a brain. Anyway, well, this will be the closest we can get to, like, probably gave up halfway type of card. Gave up halfway. Where is it? Here we go. It's all mind fudge. Like it was cloud poo in the first half and then pure mind fudge in the bottom half. pure mind fudge, and it's just not coming back. This card was designed by a 2-year-old whose nap time hit like a truck. It almost, well, the first sentence made, oh, actually the first sentence didn't make that much sense. Historic permanence or brains. Now, brains could be some sort of card type. We don't know. The rest of it just was complete mush. Complete mush. Become while small clean. I always like to become while small clean. It is a fish head cat. This is a 3-mana cat cleric. When this creature enters, create 2 tapped 1/1 blue fish creature tokens instead if you have no cards in hand. What? What was I doing instead in the first place? When it enters, create 2 tap 1/1 blue fish creature tokens instead if you have no cards in hand. Sounds like I'm going to do that anyway. Pay 4 tap. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a 2/2 elemental creature with indestructible that's still a planeswalker. Does it die? I don't think it dies because it has no power and toughness in the first place. Oh, is it? Does it die? I don't remember the rules around creatures with no power and toughness. Yeah, definitely a bingo missing stats. Missing a lot of stats. Missing subtypes or stats, or missing. Was there actually a missing power and toughness one? No power and toughness. No reminder text. Fake reminder text. No, okay, it's just missing subtypes and stats. It dies. Oh, it was not long for this world. Sorry about that. Become while small clean. So for 3 mana, if we have no cards in our hand, we get 2 1/1 blue fish creature tokens. This is like the crappiest. Was it something to ranks? I can't remember there's like a 2-mana white card that like create 2 1/1 soldier tokens. Because it's still gonna enter the battlefield. Like it's still gonna do something. Mordrek. So if you have no cards in hand, it creates 2 tokens, otherwise it just dies. Yeah, like most evoke creatures. Now that's a proper AI generated card. Missing stats ability that doesn't make sense. But we need an anthem, people. All we need is an anthem, and it gets +1/+1. And then it can actually stay on the battlefield. Maybe that's unexplored design space where we've got all these creatures that sort of act like ETBs, but they actually just die unless you have an anthem to keep them alive. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that possible? And then you can and then you can unlock like maybe super strong abilities like these tap abilities. Cats and clerics are easiest to boost, at least. I guess you could reanimate it for more fish. You could also do that. So I think that's interesting. An idea like there's a new class of 0/0 creatures out there that have like special activated abilities, but like the creature just dies upon entering the battlefield. So you need an anthem to keep them alive. Exactly. There's that elemental. I can't remember what it's named. Yeah, the 8/0. But that one's a bit different. I'm thinking like, okay, you get an ETB out of this, but if you can keep it on the battlefield, and you know how, you get to unlock some powerful activated ability. They might just win the game on the spot or something. Okay, becomes while small clean. Well, you're gonna stay small and clean. Technically legal. Technically legal. Just need a cat lord out there. The force of savagery. There's a lizard from Bloomburrow. Yeah, there's quite a few cards out there. We got the Woe Garden. This is a 2-mana 2/2 creature. Thank you for letting us know. What kind of creature? I don't know. It's creepy as hell. Whenever a creature you control with mana value 6 or greater enters, you may return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tap, then exile Woe Guard. No! It sort of died. Like it's just gone.
No, God, please, no.
So it was dead. And then it comes back just to say goodbye, and then it's gone for good. You may. Well, I mean, what am I gonna do? Leave it in the graveyard in perpetuity? The fleshes have explicitly not been reached. That's true. That's also true. Yeah, woe is me. You don't even get a chance to sack it. I know. It comes and goes. Yeah, enter exit synergy. Oh, you do get those ETB triggers, okay? You get ETB triggers. You don't get death triggers because it does exile. Good for the exile commanders. Well, this is not even this is not even a legendary creature. This is such a funny card. Damn, it's so close to being real. It is real. This is a real card. It's not doing anything illegal. It does everything you want it to do. Don't forget the graveyard leaves triggers. Does that matter? Oh, yeah, it matters for the Mystic Bolt. I guess so. If you have Mystic Bolt on the battlefield, and you've got your Woe Garden in the graveyard, yeah, that triggers it completely. I just have to play my 6-drop, and then my Woe Garden leaves the graveyard and triggers the Mystic Bolt. I love when the cards interact with each other on these shows. Yeah, it works with the rabbit at least. What kind of creature is this? Your guess is as good as mine. It's probably like a spider spirit. Spider forest spirit thingy. Thingamabobber. If I were to take a good guess. What else to say about the Woe Garden? I don't know if there's anything else to say about the Woe Garden. It's a card. It reaches its own fleshes. It does. Okay, Woe Garden is A-okay with me. I don't know if it cybers, but it doesn't at danger, that's for sure. There is a commander that counts how many cards you have exiled. Oh yeah, okay. That might work out for that card. This is interesting. The Stone Umbra. The Stone Umbra is a 3. It's a split card. We don't get many of those. Oh, it's a room, actually. Sorry. So for white, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, this enchantment becomes a 5/7 giant with trample until end of turn. Okay. And then for red with no name, that has no name. Stone Umbra was enough. When a non-land card is put into a graveyard from anywhere, you gain 4 life. That is really weird. That is really weird to have that on a red card. A double red card of all things. So if you sack a bunch of stuff with this card, you're gaining just boatloads of life. I wouldn't say it's as much life as the infinite 1-up trick in Mario Brothers, but that's a lot of life. Bingo breaks the color pie. Yeah, this super breaks the color pie. Do we have a color pie break here? There might not be a color pie. Oh yeah, we do have a color pie break. Thing is, the AI breaks the color pie like literally every day. You can't walk 5 feet without the AI breaking the color pie. It just doesn't even understand what the color pie is. Yeah, effects are reversed. No, I think the Stone Umbra is. I think both sides are white. I think the Stone Umbra is a white card. I think this nameless thing is also a white card, or it could be green. It's not red. Yeah, Boros Dredge. Any card, including your opponent. Yeah, that's true. So you can start blowing up their stuff. You just kill their creatures and you gain a bunch of life. Lightning Bolt becomes deal 3, gain 4. Yes. Well, if you target stuff on the battlefield, instances and sorceries usually trigger this too. 100%. Hexnord says, wait, from anywhere? That's crazy. Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, we could have blue-red mill. Also count spells that go to graveyard from stack. The red part's crazy. Oh, I never thought about that. Whenever a non-land card is put into a graveyard from anywhere, including the stack. From stack, hand, library, maybe exile. I don't know how often cards go from exile to graveyard, but I guess it's possible. Yeah. Legitimately, I think the life gain effect is broken. Bolt gets 4 life. Hitman Candy, super good with mill decks. I mean against mill deck. This is great for mill. Let's put it for any graveyard from anywhere. That mill deck is like, that mill deck is in heaven. They're dancing. You can attack me all you want. You're probably not killing me. Dredge fucking mean gain 20 life. Yes, that is correct. That's a lot of life. That's a lot of life out there. And discard. Fin Grinder. Mill is not killable through damage. Well, I mean, it's possible. It's still it's just unlikely, right? You have to do it with infinite damage. Infinite damage, commander damage. Yeah, that's about it. We have a giant board. You got infinite creatures. Looting gain 12. Punishes blue players looting. Doesn't matter against mill since they don't care about your life total. No. The idea is you as the mill player play this card. So you like play for double red, this thing, and then you start going for your milling strategy. And then you're going to gain a boatload of life. A lot of life. No, it may not be as much life as you might think, because remember, it's non-land cards, so it's probably going to be 2/3 of someone's deck, but it's still going to be a lot of life. Don't get me wrong. Red Black Madness loves it too. Yep, I think it works both ways. Okay, interesting card. Breaks color pie. But very neat. We have another double-sided card. The Chaos Paradise. This is a 4 mana enchantment. When the enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent that shares a card type with it. Tap for a colorless. You can also tap. It's very unusual that you get tap abilities on enchantments. Tap out of black or green. This artifact deals 1 damage to you. I think he's a little confused. This card doesn't know that it's an enchantment. That's okay. You want to be an artifact? You can grow up to be whatever you want. Chaos Paradise. It's chaotic out there. How do we get to the back side? Oh, this is just a 2-sided card. You can play it for the front. You can play it for the back. Wishes of the Endurance. It's a land that you can tap for colorless and pay 2 tap. Sacrifice this land to draw a card. Okay, that's neat. I think that's very neat. More cards should have more lands should give you the option to sacrifice it to turn into some other resource. I'm actually surprised Wizards hasn't made anything like that. It's like it specifically says sacrifice this land too. Pretty good card. Pretty good design space. Chase rare in the coming planar chaos. Yeah, it's possible. Would it really be that planar chaos like? Exile target non-land permanent that shares a card type with it. So it basically exiles enchantments. Sort of a very specific Oblivion Ring. Mikasant Lattice. You can exile an artifact as well, and the ping would hit you. Hex Note says the front part only removes enchantments. That's extremely limited. But it exiles them. It exiles. And what if you blink it? I know you people, you love your blinking strategies. And it's not like Oblivion Ring where it's like, okay, for as long as this permanent's on the battlefield, you get to, remove that card. No, it's gone. It's gone. And it taps for mana. I'd like to see your Oblivion Rings tap for mana. They do not. There are lands from Modern Horizons 1 that tap for 2 colorless for 1 life, and you can sack to draw a card. Which? Oh, you're talking about, the Fiery Islets. The Horizon land, the Canopy lands. I think they're now called like Horizon lands. In this case, this land does not deal any damage to you. And you can also sack it to draw a card, even though it's a little bit more chunky. I think the price is right, though. Opalescence? Wait, you want to play it in this deck? It's possible. Okay, this card is cool. There's a lot of real cards here today. We haven't seen many disturbingly bad cards, like disturbing play. Yes, the little girl. Is the little girl smoking? Am I seeing things? She's got something in her hand, and I think it's a cigarette. Okay, anyway. That would be disturbing play. The stupid big goblin-looking guy is trying to get the little girl to get on a bad habit too early. This is a red instant. Exile target non-land permanent. Create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with haste. Yeah, that is disturbing. Power corrupt swords to plowshares. Yeah, something like that. No, it's sort of like a swan song. Exile target non-land permanent. Create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with haste. So it's like I guess it's like Swords to Plowshares meets Swan Song. I don't know why red would have this, but yeah, you get the. Oh, you make the soldier. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, this is so. Okay, I'm not gonna say a danger, but it's pretty broken. Removing our opponent's permanents, and we get the creature, and with haste, that is bonkers and banana. Well, what do you expect from a removal spell? Removal spells are usually 1 mana. To the power level, this thing usually not. Looks like she's gesturing. I'm going to level. I'm gonna level you. Oh yeah, you could say that. I can't be sure what I see here. Yeah, you create the token. A printed Bennett. We're recruiting the child soldiers. Hey, some of these children, they're magical. All right. This child-looking creature could be like 200 years old. It hits everything but the lands. Fin Grinder. This is super Swords to Plowshares and Swan Song and Goblin Guide. That's right. So we combined Goblin Guide. It's Goblin Guide, and you can say it's just Goblin Guide and Swords to Plowshares. Perfect for MTG in 2035. It's possible. Welcome, Coco Mix. Nice to see ya. Imagine this in a Storm deck. I don't think honestly, I don't think a Storm deck would play. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. I take it back. Storm deck would play this. Because it's like the all-around versatile answer to whatever the hell you have as an answer against their Storm deck. Exile 30 plus permanites? Huh? Cormac, like I said, we power crept Swords to Plowshares. She is a shapeshifter boss of the Goblin. Anything is possible in here. All right, this card is very doable. Very powerful. I didn't know Wizards of the Coast delegated the AI design cards for Modern Horizons 4. The artwork is very disturbing, so flavor on point. 100%. Better Chain of Vapor for Storm. A far superior Chain of Vapor. Next up, we got the Wasteling Cobra. Or Cobra? Land. Is it a land? It looks like a black hole, which is the opposite of that. When this land enters, sacrifice your life. No! We didn't... We committed Sudoku. When this land enters and whenever a swamp or 2 land they control attacks, this land deals 1 damage to that land's controller and 1 damage to another target creature. You know what? Your thoughts are mine exactly, Dono. Your thoughts are exactly as mine. Yeah, I have no life to sacrifice. Well, not anymore once you go to 0. Low tier god approves. When the swamp attacks. Don't end it. Don't end it, people. Love you. Yeah, don't end it. People, everyone loves you. Don't Wasteling Cobra. Don't do it. Donate target. How? How do you do that? You have to play it somehow and like stifle the trigger. No, you have to somehow put it into play. You have to somehow put it into play under someone else's control. Earthbending, Broken Platinum Angel. Play with the 1 ring. Okay, isn't there like a situation where you exile all permanents and then you can redistribute the permanents to other people? So somehow you get this card in play and you don't sacrifice your life because you stifle it or something. And then you play one of those cards where permanents get redistributed. I think they all get exiled and then they come into play under somebody else's control. I think. Does this count as play to lose? Absolutely. Any card that says, like, you effectively lose the game is play to lose. You lose! Good game, sir. May Warp World. Okay, Warp World. They get the Wasteling Cobra. Sorry, you gotta sacrifice your life. Sacrifice it all. Oh, Scramble. Oh, is it Scrambleverse? I don't remember the wording of Warp World because some of the cards will get redistributed on the board, and I don't think they enter the battlefield. You need this specifically to enter the battlefield under someone else's control. Banned caused loss of players' lives, but that doesn't exile. Well, anyway, Wasteling Cobra. It is. It's actually a bunch of cloud poo. You can go to the rank. The second ability makes no sense at all. When you want to concede on your own terms. Yeah, when you want to go home for the night. You know what? Oh, whoops, I played my Wasteling Cobra. How? Oh, silly me. Well, good games, everybody. Pack it up and leave. Okay, the show is not over because we do have a wonderful super chat from Non-Mia Culpa. Thanks so much for your super chat. With that, we'll look at 5 more cards. We got the Pouring Bodies. It's an aura. Enchant your deck? What the hell? Whenever a creature attacks you, whenever a creature attacks you, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Why? Enchanted creature. So our deck has to become a creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and has pay 1. This creature deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Well, the card. Okay. Good reminder text. I don't know if there was any reminder text here. Maybe a curse. Does it count as fake reminder text? Enchant your deck. Whenever a creature attacks you, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Oh yeah, that's the wrong reminder text. Do we have a reminder text one? New keyword, no reminder. No, it's different. Real keyword, fake reminder. We don't have either of those. You need that one unset card that animates your deck, I guess. That's what I was thinking. So we have to animate the deck. We Pouring Bodies the deck. And then it gets +3/+3. And it does have it does have sort of an earthquake ability. Deal 1 damage to each creature and each player. I guess more like Pestilence. It's a big deck. Deck enchantments is a neat design space. Not real. That's very uncard level. Enchant your graveyard, enchant your deck. It's chaos design space. Some thinks I appreciate the elves to often clash in the spaz of the shore thieves. God damn, if that is not one of the most coherent flavor text from the AI, that's more than three words. The most coherent AI flavor texts are usually 3 or less words. Enchant your life. No mana cost either. Ugh. Yeah, so we have to play this card with an As Foretold or Cascade into it. Wait, it enchants the deck, not the library. Oh, it's the same thing. We know what it means. Definitely a spaz. Says Crawdaddy. Hexenort, funnily enough, not as weird as real legal card that enchant instant in your graveyard. People really want the idea of enchanting your deck. Is there even... That's a really good point, Old Boy says. Is there even a concept of deck during the game? I don't know. Yeah, the deck is always considered the library. What even is a deck according to the rules? Yeah, very, very good point, everybody. Bingo. Chaos Ensues land before this dumb enchantment. Do we have Chaos Ensues? Oh, hold on. This thing? Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's a Chaos Ensues type of card. We just need an undefined X and we got a bingo. To enchant your deck, you first need to assemble the graveyard. Deck includes sideboard, no? Yeah, you know what? You're right. That would be the difference between your library. Oh, no. Does the sideboard count as your deck? You know, I would say it doesn't. Because when you're No, now I don't know. I don't know if they ever refer to your deck as a deck in the rules, or if it's always your library. Draft cards refer to your deck. Cards like Pack Rat mention your deck. Do they? Yeah, let's go look at Pack Rat. You got the right card. Cards like sorry, not Pack Rat. Rat Pack. Apparently that's a different card, or maybe it isn't. Equal number of rats you control. Discard. Put a copy of Pack Rat. No, not the same thing. Not the same thing. It's the pile of cards you use between games. You have to submit your sideboard for a deck check. That's true. Companion cards refer to your deck. Yeah, I get. Okay, maybe. Okay, anyway, Pouring Bodies. I think you're stupid. I think this card is just stupid. Okay, next up, we got the song. This is another super chat. Song of Twilight Catch. It's a 5-mana 2/4 human cleric with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, Flip a coin. If you win the flip, this creature assembles a contraption. I don't know how good or bad this thing is. I never played with contraptions. Is this even worth it? You flip one coin. If you lose a flip, nothing happens. If you win the flip, whatever. This is a 5-mana 2/4 flyer. This sounds terrible. All things considered. This creature assembles a... Oh, God, not this again. That's a really good point.
No, God, please, no.
Don't bring contraptions. Don't bring the stickers. What are we going to get? Stickers involved in this all of a sudden? Oh, a deck can have any number of cards named Relentless. Oh, Relentless Rats. That's what it was. All right, we figured it out. It was Relentless Rats. Corbinek, who gave the Song of Twilight a Lego set? Contraptions are basically uncard only. Oh, are they? It's a contraption. Finally, I can play my Steam Flogger boss. This creature is... Oh, yeah. Was it a contraption? I guess it was a contraption. Bingo has the flips. Does not even flip. When you win the flip, flip a coin. Okay, whatever. It mentions flip. Do we have a bingo for that? Has the... this is not really in the nature of the flips, because the card itself is not flipping. You know what? I'm going to give it to you because it at least said flip a coin. I also don't know if we hit that bingo spot like almost ever. Orvitus, did we ever have an AI card that mentioned stickers? I want to say yes. I want to say these cards have mentioned everything that exists. All contraption are silver border so far. Steam Flogger boss doesn't even help this guy. He's not a rigger. Hexanort. Oh, whoops. Lorezio. Steam Flogger only barely combos with this as it's not a rigger. You may stick your life. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do. Okay. Legal, but you would never get any payoff from this. It's a doable card, but you can only play it if you're allowed to play with contraptions. Got to rule 0 it into play. Next up, the Massive Shankstope. That's right. It's a 5-mana enchantment. Whenever another creature you control dies, put up to 4 target cards from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Holy moly! That's insane. Up to 4 target cards. So I lose one. It could even be the same card that just died. I just sack a creature, bring 4 back. This is an infinite money glitch. This, like some sort of sack outlet, this is absolutely busted. No, it's 5 mana. So like the payoff here, casting this is going to be an absolute pain. Busted. Yeah, do we need to see anything? This Shankstope is Mosive. Yeah. It's a Mosive Shankstope. You have to animate the enchantment first, though. Whenever another... Oh my god! There is a clause. Whenever another creature you control dies. So this thing has to be a creature first. This is actually the opposite of a massive shanking. Corbin says, send it to the rank. Now that's value. Bring back the 0/0. So we do have some work to do. We need like what's called opalescence in play. We need Moss of Shankstope in play. This probably might work in a reanimator. Replenish deck. Busted. You can infinite with a sack outlet. Doesn't have to be a creature first. You guys don't think so? No, it just means that if this is an if this enchantment becomes a creature, it won't count itself dying. Okay, I could get behind that. I'm gonna escape shift with this in play. It doesn't need to be a creature. It just won't trigger if you make it a creature. All right, I'll take everybody's word for it. I think it just can't be this if it becomes a creature. It stops the shanking massively. No, what are you talking about? It's shanking everybody. It shanks it massively. It's a massive shanking. This is a massively big card. What a massive effect. There are a few cards that mention the stack. The Kervix Torch, for example. Yeah, there's some very, very few cards. I think if you have a 0 toughness creature, you're infinitely more forced to reanimate because that it's not optional. Oh, that's a good point. So let's say you have a 0/0. Okay, let's say we have that Force of Savagery card. You might accidentally loop to a draw. Whenever another creature you control dies, it says put up to 4 target creatures from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So it's up to 4. It can be 0. But you do get the point that a 0 toughness creature could create infinite ETBs because it keeps dying and it keeps coming back. It keeps dying. It keeps coming back. So that it is optional, but you probably would take the option to keep bringing it back if you have an infinite ETB combo. Lorenzo, will this put a stop to all the shanking? It sounds like we are the one shanking everybody. We did it. We broke Walking Ballista. Did we? You just mean by looping it over and over again? Yeah, this plus... There could be a card like, what's it called? Metallic Mimic on Construct. So the, what's it called? The Walking Ballista comes into play with a +1/+1 counter. You sacrifice, you ping someone with it. It dies. Moss of Shankstope lets it come back into play. Okay, I think this is a banger card. I think this is really, really cool. It's a massive win here. I think it's hard to get online too. Well, maybe not. It probably is. It's maybe it's actually just broken. I take it back. Like 5 mana is not that hard, and like once you start getting this enabled, it seems like a combo from here. I mean, because it's a 0/0, infinite ETBs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it will have an infinite ETB by itself, but you need the ETB enabler. Okay, I don't know if this is doable or not. I want to say it's doable on one hand because it's 5 mana, and you still need to like set up all the other pieces to make like this whole loop happen, or even having a bunch of creatures in your graveyard. I want to say it's not okay because of the combo potential, but I'll let everyone else decide. Massively interesting card though. Okay, next we've got Descendants of the Fertile Season. It's a 7 mana 3/3 Spirit Soldier. Also happens to be legendary. Whenever a player casts a blue spell, you may create a 2/2 red gremlin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Okay, what? On someone else's turn? At the beginning of the next end step, return this card to its owner's hand. Oh my god, this card's miserable. It's miserable and it's bad. Wait, it does not even specify which specific graveyard. Oh, I didn't even notice that on the last card. Where's the soldier in the art? I imagine it's probably the green druid looking person. Like this looks like a spirit. A legendary what? Spirit soldier. It's not a creature. It's just legendary. Isn't everything kind of a descendant of the fertile season? That is correct. Descendants of the fertile season. We are all descendants of prior fertile seasons. Sonic Nightmare. Legendary waste of mana at least. Rixizu, a poor attempt to punish Nikachu's decks. Well, not really. Look what it says. At the beginning of the next end step, return this card to its owner's hand. I'll just wait it out. Okay, do whatever you want. And then it's gone. Like you have to play this card and then play another card so that if I counterspell it, they get a 2/2 red gremlin. But like, how much mana do you have? If this was 7 mana to set that up. Orphtus says also they attack immediately no matter when the spell is cast. Presumably, which doesn't make any sense. Corbinik, yes, we found the spirit and the gremlins. Now, where's the soldier? And what's the beast? Well, no, it's a spirit soldier. She's spirit and soldier at the same time. Do you return the token to hand? No, just the descendants. It may your end step return this card. When it says this card, it's specifically talking about this card. The soldier is the goblin things that look to have weapons. It's a legendary card of indiscriminate nature. Oh, it transcends card types. All right. It is the legend of all legendary card types. Titanic Nightmare says not only will I spend 7 mana, but I'm counting on you spending at least that much blue mana to get enough gremlins to be worth anything. Chief Lord, what is this card? It's legendary what? Not a creature. What? You're not playing blue? Oops. Oh, yeah. It's would be terrible against blue cards as well. Okay, this card is... Well, I mean, it's legal. So I have to give it a pass, but it's worthless. It's completely it's more worthless than basic lands for draft, you know, from the land pile. Okay, next we've got Archangel of the Plasm. It's a badger, actually. It's a 3-mana 4/3 badger. Angel creatures you control and partner with vigilance. That player pays 2. Okay, I know where this is going. When Archangel of the Plasm enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards, then creates 3 colorless life. Well, you know what? I'm not actually pretty picky about what color my life total is. I can have a color. It can be colorless. Life is life around here. What a massive ability. Cue the Titanic sound effect. It actually made no sense in the beginning and it sort of woke up at the end. It reminds me when I wake up in the morning. I got no idea what the hell I'm doing. If I didn't have like a rhythm, like a set, like I've got like a mechanic of like what I do in the morning. I wake up, I turn the kettle on, I make my coffee, I make a tea in the morning. I do a little bit of exercising, I get my gains, but my brain is off the entire time. It's completely off. Life is life. Yeah, we create life. Card does make sense. I'd still take this over the other badger that's running rampant right now. It's a better badger. Guess I should be eating healthier, so thanks for the word salad. You can sacrifice that colorless life for that previous card. Are you mocking me? My life is already colorless? Oh my god. Create three colorless life. To the rank. Alright, but the show is not over yet. I'll tell you why. Because none other than Steve Cooper says we're keeping the show going. Alright, we'll look at 2 more cards. We got Twisted E Open. It's a blue instant. Each player's life total becomes 1! Then destroy all creatures! What the hell is this? It's like, wow, this is powerful. And this is at one, this would be super powerful in blue. You could, at end of turn, look, everyone's getting zapped to death. End of turn, I'm gonna Twisted E Open. What a massive spell! This is super massive. You could blow everything up. Everyone's life total becomes 1, and then you could like play a bunch of flash creatures at end of turn and then finish them off. Yeah, sudden death mode. Very sudden death. Blue world. Yeah, basically. Well, not everyone still has their permanents, believe it or not. All the other permanents. Pixel Rainbow. The name perfectly describes the feels. Yeah, Twisted E Open. Prodigal Sorcerer plus this. Well, it dies, right? You'd have to do the. I guess you play this, then you play your Prodigal Sorcerer and pass and make everyone sweat it up. Totally balanced and fair. It's blue after all. This plus Ginger Brute. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a hasty artifact. Have an indestructible pinger. Cast this and win. Miss Endover. Play this with indestructible creatures and kill everyone. Now remember, you're also going to 1, okay? It's not like other people can't have access to burn spells. This would be a fun rule. A fun rule 0? You know what that would be? Well, yeah, if you want like a 5-minute game, play a game where everyone starts with 1 life. Titanic Nightmare. Ironically, this doesn't hit enchantments where Worldfire does. Well, no, this just hits destroy all creatures. So this doesn't hit anything, like no planeswalkers. So you can play this with planeswalkers, actually. Planeswalkers, enchantments, lands. All of a sudden, there's some lands out there that's like, sack this land, deal 1 damage. Wait, the Tectonic was not, no, maybe not Tectonic Edge. Wrath's Edge. All of a sudden, Wrath's Edge, it danger, big time. Cast Walking Ballista for 6 after this. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, you go Twisted E Open, end of turn, untap, play Walking Ballista. You just need Walking Ballista for 3 for the most part. It affects all players equally, so definitely fair. Oh yes, especially the blue player, who might not even have any creatures in the first place. Is destroy all creatures. Can't you respond to the ability to destroy the creatures after everyone becomes 1? Can't you respond to the ability to destroy creatures? No, actually. The entire effect is going to happen simultaneously. So everyone's life total is 1, and all the creatures are blown up. There's not going to be any room to interact after everyone's life total becomes 1. Totally, oh yeah, it's totally busted. Insane turn 1 play. You know what's funny though is this is probably the most broken card we'd ever seen that doesn't really win the game. Like most cards are like they definitely win the game. This is like the most broken defensive card we've ever seen. Forget the fancy land. Chandra Nalar from Lorwyn will end people. Yeah. This is my response to Charizard. And Sulfuric Vortex will also win. The name and art are so sick though. There should be some electro metal theme that plays every single time you cast this. We twisted this game open. All right. I still say it's broken though. Way too broken. That is so goddamn strong. You could there's probably ways of winning the game by like turn 3 with this thing. You could easily play. You could even play this on turn 1 if you wanted to. Next, we got the Dragon Sky Prayer. It's a 3-mana 3/4 giant soldier. Reach, trample. As long as Dragon Sky Prayer has 2 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has trample and trample. What a complete absolute waste. What the hell happened here? Yeah, my god, this guy can trample. It's got triple trample. Just in case you absorb the trample once, it tramples on top of that trample. Real likes trampling. Tramples on top of tramplers. You know what I could think of double trample, like double strike? Like, let's say it's the way I would envision this working, if you had like more than one trample, it'd be like, if your opponent had, say, 4 toughness and you attacked into it, so you deal the 3, it absorbed it, but then it deals another 3 on top of that, and it would then splash over 2 damage. So then the third trample would splash over another 3 damage for a total of 5. That's the only way I see this as sort of working. It's like trample and double strike combined. 1 trample for each point of base power. Yeah, something like that. Tramples over the trample. Twisty Open wins with near-death experience. Ooh, yeah, near-death experience combo. Triple trample should work in Commander for when you kill one opponent. The rest of the damage goes to another opponent. Oh, wow. But then that you could say the same for just regular trample. Just in case I lose that still in the... No, we don't actually have that one, that bingo card. Yeah, we used to have that just in case I lose that. We don't have anything. We have so many cards today that had cards leave the graveyard but not exile them. And we even had the deck was a card. Huh. Weird. Tramples over everything incoming. Hit a health unit, get 6 damage through. Nick X Neon. It would definitely be funny if trample did stack and you got that 3 damage 3 times. Yeah, I think that's how it could work. I think trample is defined as just if the damage, if your opponent like absorbs, or sorry, if the power is equal or more than, how do I put it? If the power is higher than a creature's toughness, then the excess damage of that toughness is dealt to the player. But what if we have it 3 times? Oh, you know how this also could work, actually? It could be just if you block with a 1 toughness creature, it deals 6 damage. It does the trample damage, but then it does it again, and then it does it again. That could be another way interpreting this. It's almost like it's triple strike. But it's only going to be equal to the damage dealt after they absorb it. I don't know if that's different from triple strike though. Triple damage. Don't think we've ever got a bingo on this bingo call. We definitely did. Maybe once or twice. And it's possible. Look, we have the possibility of the undefined X, but we just didn't get there. Retired mechanic. I guess we have to pay attention to those old mechanics. Although I don't know how often old mechanics even show up on this show. Pixel Rainbow. I remember a real classic AI-generated card called General Flying. Oh, yeah. Which had a guinea pig on the card art, and the text just said, trample, trample, death touch, trample. It was the original trample, trample. First trample is against your creature. Second is on your life. The third is on your feelings. I like it. All right, that's it for today, everybody. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Who wouldn't love this show? Everyone loves the AI-generated shows. As usual, my Zyber Nation, we do these shows Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, but also Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. You can support with love. You can also support by being a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or even Super Chat to extend these shows or let other people be part of the show. And of course, we have to thank everyone for being here today. Your wonderful big brains. I have such a massive community of Zyber Nations with Coco Mix and Old Boy, Ryan Harris, Finn Grinder. We got Nick's Neon Mercenary, Jeff, Rick Sizu, Secretly the Villain, Steve Cooper, Lorezio, Orvitus, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew and Zyber Nation. Keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.